Hey, it's me, Doug. Fuck.
So I have a question for you. I don't know the name of this chord, right? But I've been calling it the James Bond chord. And can you hear this? Can you hear that?
Bram, bram. Yeah, I did.
You hear the guitar? Is this not the James Bond chord?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's better, right?
Oh, yeah. That's nice. I like that. I like that in its simplicity. It's just that, like, that could be a text tone.
It's such a... It's I don't know. It's one of those chords where I hear that and I just think James Bond, like old school James Bond, all the time, every time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
I got a new watch. It's a GoldenEye watch, where it's got like the
remote line thing.
No, like the left side's like the
the orange and the blue
bar. Yeah, the orange and the blue.
That's so cool.
Fucking baller. It's super cool. This is what I do when I get a job. I'm like, how can I waste my money? James Bond watch, GoldenEye watch. Let's go.
And then what was the other thing you did?
I don't know. I bought another gun.
Oh, you bought another gun.
I bought another gun because I'm not good with my money.
Yeah, you're like a rapper. You're like, let me get some watches and some guns.
Yeah, it's a good gun though, and I was explaining it to you mostly to convince myself that it wasn't a bad impulsive purchase because it's
no way.
Because there's Glock 19 Gen 4, which is, if you ever Googled best 9mm pistols, you're going to see this gun quite a bit. And it was used, so boom, there was damn near like 150 knocked off. And I was like, I don't know about that. I can't do that. He said, I can knock another 25 off for you. And I said, all right, let's do that. So I paid essentially like $370 for this gun that's usually over $5, I believe. And I was just super excited to have it. And I had just used my free gun rental at this range to shoot this exact same gun because I wanted to see what the hubbub was about and see if it was a good pistol. It was a good pistol. And then what's behind that case when I'm trying to leave? That same gun saying, Dale, Dolly,
Daddy,
go purchase me. So yeah, it comes with the 2 mags, a speed loader, and a pretty cool case, which is pretty nifty. So I'm a happy boy with that. I'm just out there shooting again. It's shooting weather.
Hey, I wasn't gonna get into the prices and stuff.
Well,
I didn't know if you were gonna go public with that, so I didn't.
I don't know. Well, I want if maybe I got ripped off.
No. That's a really, really good price. I mean, Glocks hold their value pretty well because they're already. I want to say they're cheap. They're not cheap, but as far as like reliable brand name pistols, they're relatively affordable compared to like a higher end, like a SIG or something's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
But they're probably a little bit more than like a Smith & Wesson M&P or like a Springfield XD. They're probably new like a little bit more than that. But so used, I think you got a really good deal because you'll always be able to turn around and get like $400 for it.
Well, that's good.
Like if you ever want to get rid of it, it's not gonna be like Glock 19. I'll give you $200.
Yeah, because that's probably what I might do with my Taurus was my starter gun, which is a great little gun. And holy shit, Rhonda almost killed this woman. It's the Taurus G2C is a very good gun, but then you shoot the Glock 19 Gen 4 and even the Smith & Wesson Shield M&P stuff that they got. It's just you can see whether the money's worth it. That extra $100 is worth it on some of those things. So
it's a feel thing. It's a lot like guitars. Like once you get your first guitar, your first real guitar, you're like, man, this is great. And it's not like you don't know that they get better. You do, but you're like, well, I don't know shit about guitars yet. And then you play guitar for a while, and then you pick up like maybe like double what your guitar is in coolness. So not like a $10,000 guitar. But maybe you started on a $200 guitar and you pick up like a $400 guitar and you're like, ooh, yeah. I can feel the difference. Like I know I've played enough to where I know the difference. So once you've shot enough, you know what you like and what you don't like. And it's a weird thing if you've never been shooting. It's like a feel thing. There's like subtleties that you'll pick up on that are hard to describe to people in anything. Like driving expensive cars, which I've never done, so I don't know. But I would imagine, like, if you've been driving a Ford Taurus your whole life, And like, oh, I've got a lot of hours into this driving thing, and then you drive a BMW. I'm guessing you're gonna feel the difference. But it's not like you're driving a Maserati,
Right.
It's like a car that's doable for people.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your next
Thank
purchase
you.
and the rest of your life of chasing the perfect gun. And
Thank you.
yeah, have fun with that.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy with that because I want to get some favorites and greatest hits in all the categories, and I've got 9mm filled up for now. Very happy and satisfied with that. I was looking up the what was it, like a Springfield 1911 mil something, but those are like $1,000 guns, and I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
And a 1911's, like the nicer they are, the more like tender love and care you have to give them. Like it's a 120 odd year old design. And the Glocks, you can kind of just run over with a car and throw them out the window and like, never clean them and just,
You're not even supposed to like lube them when you clean it. It's like, no, it's a piece of shit. He's an asshole. Treat him like an asshole. I'm like, this is great. It's like the keto of guns.
Yeah, and what's cool, if I can keep making the guitar analogy, it is a pro level gun. Like it's not something you necessarily even grow out of. It's like an American standard Strat. Like anybody can get down with that.
Super happy with it. I was laser beaming. I liked the grip because the Taurus is a compact, and at the Smith & Wesson M&P is compact. And what that means is your pinky is going to be on the grip that's attached to the magazine. With the Glock 19 Gen 4, your whole, your 4 fingers on the grip are actually on the grip of the pistol. They don't really touch the magazine part, which I like that. I didn't think that was going to be an issue for me, but I did prefer that very much once
that's a big deal.
Got it in my hands.
I've never been I've talked about this before. I've never been a big fan of the way the Glock grip feels, but
I've heard this.
The Gen 4 is different. It's slightly better for me, and for some reason the 19, even though like the grip between the 17 and the 19 are pretty almost identical, I would say. Just sort of the size and the weight and the feel of the 19 being a little smaller than the 17. I just like it. I always like the 19s.
I'm really happy. I'm in a good place. And it's funny because I did this over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, which was a good time to do it because I probably won't have Saturday, Sundays free ever again because those are busy days at work. So I won't get those off too frequently. So I'm glad I got that in before it was too late. But I'll be going during the week. You think I won't go on a Tuesday afternoon, which is what I'm going to do tomorrow? It's going to be great.
No, I think
I'm excited. And we need to go. We need to go. I asked some friends, I was like, you guys need to get your Foyd cards. And they were like, we have that. We have those. And I was like, well, fuck, why aren't we shooting? You go shoot and then you go to the bar. Not the other way around. Not the other way around.
Yeah, you don't do it the other way around. That's not recommended.
You don't do that.
Dale,
Jim.
So have you watched Leaving Neverland?
I don't have HBO, and maybe it was last week or the last couple of weeks I've been trying to find out how much it was just to get HBO because Game of Thrones is coming. Turns out it's like $15 just to slap it on, which is kind of pricey. But luckily, one of our friends and listeners who I've been helping out with keto says, no, just take this HBO Go password as a little thank you for helping out. So I've been playing with HBO Go, and yes, to answer your question, I have seen Leaving Neverland parts 1 and part 2. I was disappointed there wasn't a part 3 because I was just having such a good old time watching it. Didn't want it to end.
Did you watch the Oprah post game show?
No, I did see that.
It's worth it. It's worth watching.
Okay,
it's like another.
Now is that
hour.
a new thing? Is that a new content?
It had always been up there since I started looking for these things a couple weeks ago.
But it's not like here's this Oprah clip from 1997.
No, it's like
okay, gotcha.
Gotcha. It's James and
Jimmy.
Well, yeah,
Wade Robo.
James and Wade and the director and Oprah. It's like sort of like not a panel really, because she's not
like
fielding questions.
Talking Dead or something.
they're talking, and there's a live audience of like 100 child sexual abuse survivors.
Oh Jesus Christ! Talk
But,
about a rigged room.
but it is a good supplement to watching it, because they cover a couple of things. So for those of you who haven't watched it, I really recommend watching it. I'm curious to know what you think, Dale, because I couldn't. First of all, I didn't watch it all at once. So last week I talked about how I'd started it, and it didn't look good, but yeah, Corey Feldman came out and said all this stuff, and it's just these two guys, but they do a really good job of building this story up and telling these two men's stories. And I just want to know what your I've since watched all of it. It took me like 4 sittings to get through it all, but I've seen it all now. What do you think?
Because I was of the mindset, like, we don't know. It would have come out a lot sooner. This is all speculation and all this kind of stuff. And then you watch it. Then I watched it. Jim, I watched it. And I'm still of that same mindset. Because it's just too much of like, so many stars had to line up for them to both play the cards the way they did, for nothing to ever come out until like now, essentially. And it's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced. I'm 100% the other way now.
And I'm going to talk about some things you mentioned last week, but they're very smart guys. They're very, yeah, I don't know. I kind of wish they were dumb, like the guy in the serial killer Netflix one where the guys want WrestleMania.
Am I going to be able to watch WrestleMania?
But because you were talking about, there's a sequence in there when he's talking about being at the ranch. It was just like, yeah, he had this theater room right here, and they're showing pictures of it. And he's like, yeah, we had sex in there. And there's this other room over here. He liked this. There's a little TV and stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we had sex in there too.
Above the train, there's a room above the train station. There's a little closet. You could look out and you could see, and then we had sex in there.
And I'm watching. I'm like, yes, you were there. You definitely know the layout of his place. You just add. You can just. It's not hard to add. And then we had sex there at the end of your sentences. And
well, here's where I am. To the Corey Feldmans and the Macaulay Culkins, I'm not saying that I don't believe them. I'm not, because all they speak of is okay. Let me back up a step. First of all, I don't really care to hear from anybody that's just like a character witness. That's just like, oh, that's my brother. He wouldn't have done that. Because as we know historically, none of that ever. Everyone said that about Sandusky. Everyone always says that. Like, oh, this man would never do this. Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman have both said this stuff never happened when we were around. He never did that kind of stuff to us. And I have no reason to doubt them, especially Corey Feldman, because he's an abuse survivor. But if you notice the pattern in the documentary, there was always one boy that, like, at a time, that was like his little pet, and they were never. True. No one. He was always alone with them. This wasn't like a group thing. So when other people would be like, "Hey, yeah, we were all there and we didn't see anything," it was always in isolation, and it's very calculated, and their stories are very similar. And I just don't. If you look at it's all of it combined, right? So, because you were saying like these guys are smart. If these two guys were just trying to, I don't know, get in the news or whatever, this is probably not the way you go about it, because I'm guessing they're getting a ton of shit from the MJ diehards online, because those people are crazy.
Yeah, they showed some of those clips, which was
those people are nuts.
Sad, hilarious. It's like, fuck you, Wade. Yeah. Wade, I fucking hate you so much, Wade. And they got into it.
The Oprah thing helps, because when they talk about the lawsuit, as soon as this guy was suing, it's like, oh, he's after the money. He's going after the money. But as first of all, he's very successful. Okay, so this is not a case of somebody that's like poor and their mom's nuts and they're broke and they need money, which is what we've been told. That's what we've been like sort of conditioned to believe since '93. Like these people are just after Michael's money, right? I didn't know who Wade Robson was until I watched this. I didn't know he went on to like choreograph NSYNC's tour and like he's a
Yeah.
successful dude, right?
It's some Britney. That shit was crazy. Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
that shit was nuts because he's sitting in that fucking oversized chair, right?
yeah,
Because if you're in a documentary, you have to sit in an oversized, puffy
yes,
chair.
yes, you do.
And he's just like,
He's
yeah,
like, hold
this,
on, let me set up these 14 cameras.
and he's just like, yeah, I went, I started, substituting teaching at the, the choreography school, and then I started doing choreography for this pop band, and they cut to a clip, and I'm like,
I'm
man, that
like,
guy looks like Justin Timberlake.
yeah, you're like, yeah, it looks like the other guy from NSYNC that no one
Hey,
knows.
why are they dancing to an NSYNC song? What a bunch of hacks. Oh, hey, got a second. Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, and then he's like, Mike would call me and be like, "What's Brittany like?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. Which like you're Michael Jackson. Let's give her a call. I gotta go to work, Mike." Um, so they do a really good job of telling these guys stories, and that's another thing that people need to realize is this: why wasn't there anyone from the Jackson family? What the fuck does the Jackson family have to do with these two guys telling their story of abuse? Because
Mm.
they weren't there when this stuff was alleged to have happened. So what does that contribute to anything?
Mm-hmm.
All of the stuff that was told in this is all about people having a direct interaction with Michael Jackson from these families. So why have fucking why have Jermaine Jackson or something on here like Mike was a great guy? I don't know about this.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
I wasn't
fucking
in
Mike.
there and I didn't see when these two were alone. And yes, we're all agreeing that nobody's ever disputed the fact that he's slept in beds with children and given them alcohol and drank alcohol at the same time. But other than that, I mean, this isn't bizarre. So when you look at everything together, these guys don't seem like they're hurting for cash. They admitted that they lied on behalf of Michael Jackson to win his affection back over this time. It seemed like it was really hard for Wade to even tell his therapist. He was like, I lied to my therapist about it for years. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't get it out. And for all of that to be fake and for the families to be all in on some grand conspiracy and be able to cry on command like that. And for him to have children alone in this big mansion, like for all of that to be it's just too many
eccentric.
circumstances.
He's just a Willy Wonka character,
Well, Willy Wonka probably fucked kids too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's assume it's on the up and up because there's still more to it than just that aspect of
Sure.
it.
I think
Um,
more survivors are gonna come out.
I don't know if did he have the time? He's a busy man.
He
And
did.
like you said, he did like the one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's true. Two of them were already publicly accused, and then he got acquitted of the one, and then he paid the other one. They settled or whatever.
Now, here's a question: do you think? Because let's move forward, assuming that the documentary is legit and these guys aren't lying, and this is the truth. Do you think Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman are just where these guys were years ago, where they're just denying it, trying to keep the peace and trying to, you know?
That's interesting. I don't know, but I don't think so. Here's why, and this is what makes it even worse for me. Is part of Michael Jackson grooming the entire planet Earth, which is what he was doing. Like, oh, I didn't have a childhood, and I just love kids, and I'm just a
Now,
good guy.
see, you're doing that mock voice.
He's
If we
grooming
are
all of us.
if we are going to be moving forward with that, he did do these terrible things. At the same time, yes, he's a monster, but the dude was broken as fuck.
Sure.
Not that, it excuses anything,
It
but
doesn't. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, if there was any some sort of sympathetic angle to child molestation,
Here's
it's almost there. It's almost there.
So this is all speculation on my part. This is all not alleging anything. I'm just speculating here. If you look at the pattern that happened with Wade and James, and you look at how young, and you take everything Corey Feldman says, right, about how these kids get manipulated and they get abused, and all of this, right? And you look at how young Michael Jackson was when he broke into the music business. There's probably somebody close in his past, somebody at a record company or a management company or something that was probably abusing him.
Oh yeah.
Because where did he learn this behavior from? Like he I'm sure he learned it somewhere. And what can happen is it becomes the only way that you can have any sexual satisfaction is to like recreate these early memories. I'm not saying that's the case with everybody.
That's what makes it different to me a little bit, because this isn't like, oh, my stepfather molested me. Now, now I kind of do it because that's where I learned it, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't know. He seemed to genuinely care about the people and even their families to an extent. But it wasn't like he was just like, this is my long con so I can touch little boy wieners. Like there seemed to be some genuine.
I think that's my point, though, is that if he's been abused at such a young age, that might be he might not think he knows something's not right about it, but obviously, because otherwise, why wouldn't he be public about it? And then you saw him start to get more public about it with the Bashir thing. He's like, yeah, I have kids in my bed and we drink wine. What's wrong with that? A lot of things, Mike.
Is it red or white, Mike?
So I could see that making perfect sense, that he was a abuse victim and all of that, but he seems really smart, and that's the part that creeps me out even more. He's not a dumb guy. He plays childlike, but he's not dumb. He's really savvy, and that's why I think, like, who's Jimmy, who's Wade, like these families have too much invested in me. Like they're easier prey than somebody that's super famous. Somebody super famous comes out and goes, "Hey, he molested me." Then you got something there, and it's hard. It's got to be harder to manipulate somebody that's really successful.
Yeah.
So I could see their stories being true. It doesn't them saying Michael never abused me ever doesn't mean he didn't abuse these two guys.
What if he used Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman the same way he used Lisa Marie Presley? Is this like a public? See, I'm just friends with them. Tell them I'm just friends. It's just like it's all just a front,
like a shield.
Yeah, fame shield. Yeah.
And the other thing that once you watch the documentary, it's pretty apparent. The Oprah special does a great job with this, because she was also a child sex abuse survivor, and for a lot of victims, it happens so young and so frequently, and it sort of builds up so gradually that it takes a long time for them to even feel like it was abuse. Like they're so conditioned by what's happening that it doesn't even feel like abuse to them. Like everything was happening in a loving way, and we played video games and we hung out, and then he touched me over my pants, and then the next day it was under my pants, and the next day I touched him, and like it wasn't like he's just like, hey, leave your kid with me, and he just does the deed on him, like forces him down or something. Yeah. I just when I watched it, here's all I ask is just watch it and tell me what you think, because this does not have to be some sort of bulletproof case in the court of law. Watch it and tell me, do you believe them or do you think they're full of shit? I believe them. I kind of always this is sort of what I wished for, something to come out to sort of sway me one way or the other that wasn't just something on 2020 for 10 minutes where they show clips of Michael Jackson and his people and then like 2 clips of the family saying, yeah, he touched me there. And you're like, yeah, well, I don't know. It could be anything. You know, this is like a really long story. This is like everything from the time they met Michael Jackson to now, you know, in order. So I believe him. I believe him.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't
probably the
have any
case.
reason to lie. You could come up with reasons for them to lie, but their reasons to lie, it'd be one thing if Michael Jackson's like, no, I never even had they were never even at my house. Like it's one thing for them to lie about the abuse and everything else to not add up. But people were like saying for years, like, isn't this weird how he's got little kids with him all the time in his bed and his house? Like, that's weird. So all of that stuff's still true, and they have these accusations. It's just hard for me to go back.
Yeah. Doesn't at least, you know, like, well, that one guy's father did kill himself, but
Yeah.
they, for the most part, turned out all right. Obviously, they had a lot of, you know, trauma, but as you know, they got married and kids and stuff, and things pretty much worked out.
They
which
do
is
a good job because you're because at first they don't hit you with everything right away. They go chronologically, and then by the time you get to the end, you're like, man, these guys have families. They're married. Like they had problems, but they're dealing with them. So they don't come right out of the gate. They sort of make you try and just listen to the story, and then you get to the end, you're like, wow. And then the wives will tell the story about like the time. Oh yeah, and then he said this one time, and I asked him, you just got to let me know. Did he do this to you? And he said no. Like all of these people's stories add up, and I'm not saying that it's impossible for it to be some sort of grand conspiracy of lies, but to me, it's a simpler explanation that this weird guy that was really rich and probably, we know he was at least physically abused, like harmed as a child, beaten by his dad. That we'll just say he was a prime target for sexual abuse because of being in the entertainment industry at a young age like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's rich and powerful and has these kids alone and admits to all this. That all that also has to be true, and these guys are making up this gigantic crazy lie with like dozens of people involved in this elaborate story.
Yeah, simplest answer is usually, you know, Jacob's razor, you know. So,
I mean, I was pissed too. I was furious watching it because imagine if Wade Robson couldn't dance and never got to meet Michael Jackson, then that's me. No, I'm joking. But what I'm getting at is, as a kid, he was my hero. I had 3 heroes growing up when I was a little kid in the 80s. And they were Superman and Hulk Hogan and Michael Jackson.
Wow, 2 of them ended up being cunts, huh?
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Oh, Superman's good. You're fine.
And if I, going back to being 4 years old, if Michael Jackson... So this isn't like a secret, right? This isn't a secret. A lot of people that know me know this story, but I've never talked about it on the show. But when I was 4 years old, I was molested in a bathroom at a bowling alley by a retard. And I'm allowed to call him a retard because I'm a victim of his abuse. If you got a retard that molests people, you don't bring that animal to the bowling alley and have him scar people for life, like happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was 4 years old and Michael Jackson was there, I would have felt safe. I don't know this guy, but I think I know him. And I'm 4 years old.
Mm.
I feel like I know him, right? And if he had been there with me, I would have felt safe. Like, oh, it's okay. Michael Jackson's with me. He's not going to let anything happen, right?
Yeah. Well, especially after the weeks and weeks and months of, I wouldn't say grooming, but grooming, where it's like everything we just kind of hang out and play video games. Like he's not doing this on day one and day three.
Right.
Like it's so deep into it to the point, like it's so gradual. It's just like, yeah, and then my penis was real fucking hard, and he dipped it in water, and I'm just watching this, going, what am I listening to?
Yeah.
Did you just say dip it in water?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, like who comes up with that?
Some of the details, and that's one of those things where I was like, wow, he was a monster and such a fucking weirdo, broken man at the same time. Like you can be both, and fuck, this is just terrible. Like but some of the details really lend it to the credibility, because it's so out there where that it has to be true.
It's my what I'm saying is, while I was watching this part 2 and I'm getting towards the end, I had this thought, and I thought he not only was he grooming them after he met them, because of who he was and how he was portrayed in the media, he was already grooming them. Like they already thought he was a great guy. They already wanted to be him, and he was their hero, and he was like a from another planet, you know? So by the time you actually meet him, you're already in, you know? Like then I watched the Oprah thing, and Wade Robson says the exact thing I was thinking. And he says what I just laid out. He said he was grooming us before we even met him because of who he was. And I was like, God damn, I had that exact same thought. That's crazy. And then I put myself in that position. And I thought of how vulnerable I felt and how I was scared to go to the bowling alley for years after that. And how now I'm sort of like kind of scared of retarded people. It's not really, like I probably shouldn't be, but that was a traumatic experience. And it was nothing compared to what these guys went through. And yet, I was like, what if I inserted Michael Jackson in that scenario? And he said, you know what? You'll be okay. I'll protect you. I'll go to the bathroom with you, and I won't let that happen. I'd have been like, oh, great, of course, because he's not a real person, He's Superman or Hulk Hogan. He's not a real human. So you think he's above anything that a regular human being could do that's terrible. Mm-hmm. Like when you're growing up, you're watching the music videos and you're watching them in the movie. Okay, I was the only one that watched the movie, but you're watching him and it's like it's not a real person. So I can't imagine what it's like when you meet him and then you're in his house. And it's not like it's not like you shake his hand and he's raping you, It builds, it's slow. So
and he's calling you all the time, and you can hear the audio,
sending you faxes.
And you can hear the smile. You can hear him smiling because it's just like this jovial conversation, and that, that's kind of it's off-putting. But it's not like he's. But it wasn't like he was faking it. Like I'm just gonna say some shit.
I think he really was
this
lonely.
kid. Yeah, it's so weird.
I think he really did feel like he was bonding with them, but it was abuse, and I think he did it. And God bless Conrad Murray. God bless him. If I had one wish, it would be for Michael Jackson to never have died, and so he could come back, and then I could watch Conrad Murray kill him.
Conrad Murray's the doctor
that killed Michael Jackson and saved all those little kids.
I had to Google that. Yeah. It turns out.
I don't feel a bit bad about saying it. I don't give a shit. I didn't know this guy personally. All I know is what he did, and then to deny it. I hate liars, Dale. Oh, I hate him so much. And to deny and deny and deny till the day you die, and then fuck you. I'm glad you're dead. I wish you'd come back so I could watch you die.
I'm with you. But one aspect that has me a little on skeptical street is because documentaries in general, they've got their angles, they got their motivations, and they're talking to these guys, that's what happened to them, but they're also talking to the family, and they're also talking to their mothers. And so for like the first 95%, as they are going through chronologically, the mothers are also there, sitting in a big puffy chair or something. And they're just talking about it with so much glee and happiness. And it's like, and then he flew us here and we had such a good time. And I'm watching it knowing that this is a documentary about Michael Jackson molesting these kids. If you are this boy's mother, And what he's saying is true. Why aren't you like furious, like from bell to bell? So like, were they getting coaching from the doc crew? Like, try to save it to the end. Try to remember the good times early because we're gonna do a crime. And it's got that worked angle to it, and like sometimes that can be a
Sure.
little hard for me.
But we also don't
But
know what got cut out. We don't know how many times they had to
sure.
try to do something without crying. Yeah, like, we didn't see all that.
But then that mom was just like, and then he died, and I did a fucking
Yeah,
dance,
she was happy
and I was like, oh shit.
because she didn't know the extent, but she knew about the accusations. And then years later, that's Jimmy's mom. He goes there and he says, "Mom, he's not a good guy. He is not a good guy." And then she sort of knew. He didn't tell her details what happened, but when all of a sudden your son who loves this guy comes and says that something happened. And then when she said it, she got up and danced and cheered, and I'm like, I totally buy that. And then the other mom is like completely broken. She ripped her family apart to go be with this guy in LA. She probably was in love with him in some regard, like infatuated with him.
Oh yeah.
Leaves the dad, leaves the other son. Dad kills himself. It was just terrible, and you're like, it's they all seem fine, but they hit you with that sixth sense where you're like, wait a minute, they're not. None of them are in the same room, and he's like, yeah, I still haven't forgiven my mom. That was on the Oprah thing. I'm sorry, that was on the Oprah thing where they're like, have you forgiven your mom yet? And Jimmy's like, no, I have not. And it's a road. I'm on the road to do that. And Wade's like, no, I haven't either. Like neither one of them. Because when you think about it, like, God, Mom, you're supposed to protect me from these type of people this whole time. Like, why did you put us in that situation? Why did you go like, okay? And I don't put them. I'm not putting them 100%. Like, they're all to blame, right? Like, obviously the monster did the monster things. But your job as a mom is to keep your kid away from the monster.
It's like you don't blame the snake. There's like that old Aesop's fable with the tortoise and the scorpion crossing the river, whatever the fuck. At the end of the day,
the hog says, "I'm good bacon. You're gonna eat me.
You're gonna eat me because it's the bacon." But yeah, because I remember like one of their brothers was like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" Like they were really upset with the parents.
That's Wade's brother. Oh, he was furious.
rightfully so. Yeah, that's just terrible. Is it just that cult of personality thing where it's just they can get away with it for fucking
could be
ever, essentially?
It could be, and because then you look at said he seemed genuinely nice. Like he seemed like he didn't seem like wasn't like he's an asshole or something. It's somebody that you'd want your kids to be around in general.
Yeah,
did good things with his money for charity and
that's great. But the second it's like, can he spend the night with me in my bed? No.
Yeah, right there is like red flag.
No.
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
But at first it was no. I'm pretty sure. Like the very first time it was like, yeah.
Yeah, one of them said that.
Yeah. Can he come live with me for a year? What? And then the part when they were like he flew them out there, but then like they had to pay for their own shitty apartment and stuff. Like he was totally like, yeah, I'm fucking a new kid now. I'm not into you anymore. Like it was so gross.
Getting the hand-me-downs.
And they're like, yeah, there's no car for you. What are you talking about? Like, well, Michael always gives us a car. And like, yeah, sure, lady. Michael gives you a car. All right.
It's like your son's 11 now. Get out of here. Which is weird because they would kind of keep talking throughout like the teens and stuff, and it's just weird. And I don't think like was there anything sexual there? Like during those?
Yeah, they talked about that. There was like I think 14 was the last time for Wade. Something like that. Yeah. That was the part where he was like, "Where are your underwear? You got to find them. If there's blood on them, we're going to jail." Like the we're going to jail part.
Yeah, he was good with that.
That's creepy.
He was good with that.
You're doing something wrong if you're making shit up like that.
Yeah. Good showman though. Could
Hell
moonwalk.
of a dancer.
Could he
Now,
moonwalk?
I don't. I had to tell my 4-year-old, I'm like, yeah, we're done with this guy too now. And I don't give a fuck. Here's my biggest problem with this whole thing is it's ignited this conversation, Dale. Now, I didn't intend for this whole show to be hijacked by this topic, but it is what it is. It's ignited this conversation about, well, where do you draw the line? Like, the man made great music. Okay, I draw the line. First of all, I'll tell you, I'll start the line drawing at raping children. Okay, so I'll put the line right there. Okay. So like R. Kelly and Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley and Jerry Lee Lewis and Chuck Berry and all those people that rape teenagers, they can be on that side of the line. And I don't have to second guess everybody, but if I know about that stuff, don't make me feel bad for not wanting to listen to them or not wanting my kids to listen to them. Don't make me feel bad for saying, look, he did some really bad things, and every time we listen to this, the people who defend the bad things he did get a little bit of money. It's different. It's not like saying, like, well, Ty Cobb hated black people. Okay, I'm not actively giving money to Ty Cobb. I'm not paying his family money. So, like, now, when you're listening to Spotify or YouTube or whatever, R. Kelly or Michael Jackson or anybody, they still get money. They still get the money.
So I'm driving us to the shooting range because we're finally doing it, right?
Yeah.
And I got my Spotify going, and I got an MJ song in this playlist, and it comes on. What are you gonna be doing? You're gonna be judging me? You're gonna be, what's going on there? With other people listening.
If it's you, and I know you've seen this, yeah, I will judge you. I know you've seen the documentary. We've talked about it, but let's just say it's a random person's playlist. I'm not gonna judge them. That's you know what I mean? He's not guilty. Even if he was guilty in a court of law, people still listen to people's shit who was guilty in a court of law. There's some black metal band where the guy like murdered people, and like people still listen to that shit. You know? So, but I wouldn't judge you as a person. But my point is, and the difference that I draw between saying like somebody like, oh, well, you know, such and such a pro wrestler that you used to like was racist or something, you know? Okay, so I enjoyed watching them at the time, and now I'm not actively giving them money. But if I listen to Michael Jackson just out of nostalgia, and I'm listening to it on a streaming service, I'm actively giving this person's estate money. You know, and I can't, that's why I don't listen. You know, I can't be, that's too hypocritical. It's one thing for me to go, yeah, but I have fond memories of listening to the guy's music, because I do. I'm not going to lie about that. And I would have loved to have met him. And for years, I had hoped that he was innocent. I didn't really know he was innocent, or like, I feel in my heart he's innocent. But I always would kind of build the case for his innocence, hoping that this shit was not real. There's a difference between remembering something fondly and like actively giving money to somebody that you know in your heart is a piece of shit. And I can't do that. Like, I'm not going to donate to Ty Cobb's family on his behalf. You know, like it's just different. It's different now. If you bought a Michael Jackson album in 1987, yeah, you didn't know he was doing that in 1987. That money's gone. He got it. It's done. If you're listening to him on Spotify every day, you're just trickling a little bit of money in every day to the Jackson estate. So think about that.
Is there a website that will let me know
pieceofshitornot.com?
What music is allowed.net? What can I listen to?
Now, are you saying that like only somewhat facetiously, where you're like, it probably does bother you on a level, or are you like making fun of me? Are you like taking a jab at me?
You know me; it's always a little bit of both.
Okay,
but I don't feel as strongly as you do on the giving of the money, because I'm like, that motherfucker's dead.
He's dead.
Like, that dude's fucking dead. Yeah, he's got his state. And
but his whole PR campaign behind him that was always
dead.
That's always been defending him. And it's like their sole purpose of existence is to just defend him, to preserve their money.
Part of it is And it's terrible to say and think, but like he did these awful things. But like I said before, it's like the dude was so fucked up and broken. Like he wasn't a Bill Cosby fucking monster villain. He wasn't an R. Kelly, which apparently there's another fucking video of this piece of shit just doing terrible things. I don't know, like
I think he
don't know,
was, but just in a different way.
you know. Yeah, man.
Everybody's different. Everybody's a unique person. Monsters can be monsters in their own way. I'm sure if you go into someone's past deep enough, you can find where the elements that built them into a monster too. I just think for Michael Jackson, it's always been public. We've always known he had a fucked up childhood. Like maybe R. Kelly did too. Maybe Bill Cosby did too. We don't know.
He should have been playing that card instead of going on fucking Dateline
Oh my god!
or whatever the
Are you
fuck.
talking about R. Kelly where he was
Yeah.
like screaming and crying and jumping up and down?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make
That
it look
was-
good.
Who thought that was a good idea? Yikes. Don't meet your heroes or watch documentaries on them. Is what they say about your heroes.
And don't get it twisted. This is not. I'm telling you, and I think Dale will agree with me. This is not a hit piece on Michael Jackson. These people and their families getting their story out.
No, I mean it was a hit piece,
It's not
but
a hit piece. It's their
sometimes
story.
sometimes that is the story.
Right, but this was not. This guy didn't design this around taking down Michael Jackson. He heard Wade's story, and he wanted to let him tell his story.
Yeah, well, it wasn't called Wade's Terrible Adventure.
Well, it's called Leaving Neverland. In Japan, it might be called something else, like Leaving Rape Castle. Who knows how it'll get translated in the media?
All right, well, that's our show. No, we got
let's turn it around.
15 minutes left.
I have a question, a legit question.
We'll listen to this question.
Because Instagram, it's hard for me to tell some things. I see little 10-second clips. Did Rhonda turn heel?
Yeah, she turned heel last week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. She's, not throwing her shirt and pissing on it and throwing it in the crowd or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and she does a lot of social media stuff. Just talking shit. It's 2019. You're going to use social media. Unfortunately, she's really bad about exposing the business, brother. Like she's just like, oh, you're fake WWE bitch, but we both know I'd break your arm for real. This kind of shit. And it's like, Rhonda, can you not?
But she's trying to like make it
She's
real,
trying,
but she's making it less real by making it real.
Yeah, exactly. She's had a couple tweets like that where people were just like, can you not though?
The listener Dave hates when she does everything in character. He cannot stand it.
Yeah.
And I find it endearing. I find it charming.
I like the effort, but
yeah, she loves the business that much.
It's not there. She doesn't have it the way Kurt Angle had it. With the personality and the athleticism. She's got the athleticism, but she has a genuine speaking disorder. When she was a kid that she's overcome throughout the years that pops up from every now and then with promos. And I would just hate to be a fucking performer in this PG era anyway. God forbid you're a fucking UFC monster and you can't swear, you can't say, bust down bitch or whatever the fuck she would say, and all those like you have to
DNB, do nothing bitch.
It's always it's always the WWE uniform. You gotta try to sprinkle that in. You can't call it a belt. Meanwhile, you just want to say, "I'm gonna kick this bitch's ass Sunday," and there's no one that's gonna stop me. She can't even say that. They won't.
And that's the bottom line.
As long as we're talking about wrestling, I'm sure we've talked about this at some point, but it's such a good idea. I want to touch base on it again. The Intercontinental Championship.
I miss it.
Now it's one of the others, and that got me thinking. I was talking with this about with the girlfriend watching Fastlane, WWE Fastlane, which was surprisingly good pay-per-view.
Oh, it was a pay-per-view. Okay.
So I'm explaining some shit, like, it's the Intercontinental title, and it's like, oh, they defended on all the continents, she says to me. And I say, well, that's a really good idea.
You're like, that would make sense.
I was just I was just like, let me write that one down.
That's literally what it means. And I never thought of that before. So what you're telling me is that's literally a synonym for the world title.
It's like, oh, we should. But I like the idea of the Intercontinental title should have representatives. If there's an IC title match or just a like number one contenders match, have the fucking continent they're representing in like the nameplate next to their Twitter handle and shit like that, and like make it have an event like they just did that the Saudi Arabia thing. Have special events every now and then, sort of like the Olympics. Every 4 years we got this thing. It's like, well, this year we're gonna have IC shows at this place that we never go to, and this place, and that would make it so fucking cool to me.
It would be cool. I think
That would be
UFC
so cool.
does that. They'll put like a little flag next to the name.
Yeah.
So and it'll show like the country that they're from, and like
fucking
like
WMAC Masters figured this out.
They did, and they figured out boatloads of ninjas with baby powder all over their costumes.
So yeah,
baby powder comes off.
Because in name, what differentiates the Intercontinental title from the world title? I mean, you got this detail here.
The U.S. title, name-wise, made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S. champ, get the world champ.
Yeah, they can make the titles characters themselves.
Hey, I'm Intercontinental.
It's me.
It's me, Worldy.
I didn't want to say it.
They'll have the Smoking Skull be a character, and the Eagle will be a character.
I'm just saying everything that goes along with it. It's like you see that title, it's like, okay, this is the one where they defended at these places, and it's this weird country pride thing.
I'm Eagle. I'm Scully.
And don't forget about me, Universi. Like, is there aliens?
I'm weird red home plate.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was cool. I think
that is a dumb name. I never thought of that.
I hope AEW. I hope they make some good choices with their titles instead of just like the generic. Well, we have tag belts, we have a ladies belt, and we have a men's belt. It's like, all right, you can do that, but have them do something. Have them do the work for you. That's the best part of these things, is when it just comes along with it, which is what the IC title used to do, because it used to mean some shit. It was the workhorse of the company, and now it's just like, well, we don't want to give you a real push, but we appreciate you.
Yeah, it was almost like the blue collar, like the working man's title. And
yeah,
it kind of sort of meant like you're pretty close in line.
It was always this is going to be a good match title.
Oh yeah, true, that too.
You saw that white belt come out, you're like, oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, Sean, hell yeah, like you knew. It's like, oh, Sean Razor, IC title, yeah, fuck yeah. I don't give a fuck because you Bret Hart against Yokozuna, that could be for the world title. It's gonna suck.
Then you listen to like Bruce Pritchard or someone talk about it, and they're like such carnies, because it's really it's a business. They don't give a shit about these belts, Mm-hmm. They're like, well, Jake the Snake was never. They're like, oh, was it because of his substance abuse? Like, no, because the Snake got him over. You need a belt. You're gonna waste a belt on him. He's over. You had a snake for that.
Got a snake belt.
Like, snake belt. What the hell difference does it make? It's a get me over tool.
Speaking of AEW, they've been signing some talent lately because they've got some cool things brewing. But before I do that, I'm gonna link you while I talk about this topic, because it's about your boy Conrad, which is fucking hilarious. So you can watch that while I talk about AEW signing an announcer, which is very fucking vital. AEW has signed Jim Ross.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm not happy about this. I know they like the old school thing and doing this and that, but like these guys worked in New Japan while Jim Ross and fucking the other guy, the UFC Barnett guy, were doing terrible, terrible commentary work for Access TV. Like, you know, he's shit. I'm sure he's friends with your dad and all this kind of. Who gives a fuck? It's gonna be a terrible product. I'm so upset with this decision because they can do all the in-ring cool action and storytelling you want. It doesn't matter when he's just like, well, this guy, his character is named Phantasmo, and he's not really a phantom, but he's got tricks. I'll tell you that.
I'm making it real for you when I say those things.
Yeah, he's been having a bad run of like just not giving a shit and like breaking kayfabe in pointless ways.
So maybe a bad time to bring him in to your new company is what you're
yeah, to your like Pat McCaffrey, the punter who now does stuff for WWE. That would have been a good signing for them because he's young, he's hip, he's cool. People like him. He's a fun, energetic guy. He's not a 90-year-old man whose face is just falling apart. Just dripping. It's dripping to the ground. Also, Jim Johnston is interested in doing music for AEW.
No shit. He's the guy that did he wasn't the first guy, right? He was like the middle guy. He did like Undertaker and Bret Hart maybe or something.
Yeah, he did like most of them.
Yeah.
Most of that era. Like everything but Hulks or whatever, essentially. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, I'm interested. Give me a call. Whatever. Said that shit on Twitter. And I know they will contact him. And music's another very important aspect of the show that you don't want that generic biddle, that TNA, what am I even listening to, dog shit. You got to have some bangers. So I hope they get them.
If you listen to the old Raw theme and like you actually listen to the sound quality of it, it's like sort of cheesy sounds that were used. But the theme I still remember, and it'll pop into my out of the blue. I'll just be walking around and I'll see the little, where like razors punching at you, and then there's Shawn Michaels, and hear the music for Raw when it like the original Raw.
Yeah,
it was like black and white little
with
shots.
The sirens.
Yeah, and it ends with the sirens, and that'll just pop in my head sometimes. I'm like, yeah, well, I guess it was memorable,
and it had an ending.
Yeah.
It
didn't just keep going on, so you could talk about the dew in it and the diet in it and the dew.
Skittle, munchy, 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 Jim Ross. God, I hate him. So I've linked you this post that I found on Reddit last week where it says, is this Conrad sneaking pics of Lana's ass?
It definitely is Conrad.
Yeah, it's our boy Conrad who co-hosts all these fucking podcasts,
right? That's got to be older because isn't Lana not that? She's not that person anymore, right?
Yeah, she hasn't done that for 3-4 years. But
that
it's not like
this was working for me though.
Yeah, it was working for everyone, and then they did what they do, and they ruined it. But yeah, he's sure enough taking some real creeper snapshots of his phone,
and then she walks the other way, and he's just staring at her.
Yeah. So it's blatant. And then the worst is the end when she climbs the stairs. She ascends the stairs 1, 2, 3, and she walks on the apron 1, 2, and he waits. And right when she bends over to go through the bottom rope, he's like, got it. That was what I was waiting
for. It
for.
looks just like Conrad. It's got to be him.
It is. It's got to be. So yeah, that was like, that's not a good look. I actually thought that was going to blow up a bit, but nobody cared. Everyone kind of had a laugh about it.
No, that's good.
And I guess, yeah. Fucking creeper move, though.
I'm sure he'll talk about it, though.
I hate seeing that shit at indie shows. And you're at Raw or whatever on a Monday night. You know where the heart, you know the business, you fuckhead. Yeah. You know where the hard carry, you're like, what are you doing?
You know that you're on camera the whole night. Yeah, and look, Lana's hot. But she knows she's hot. She knows you're looking. But you don't have to make it. You don't have to be blatantly. You don't have to be a creep. Like there's one thing to be like, man, that chick's hot. See her, or just think it and like, oh man, yeah, she was hot. It's one thing to stare and get your fucking camera out and like, oh, it is creepy to watch.
Yeah, it's a bit much. It's not like, oh, she's walking by and I got one, ha ha ha. It's like he's just stalking without moving, which is awkward.
This is a callback to earlier in the show. You
Oh,
probably didn't know I was recording. The James Bond chord that I played is E minor major ninth. That's
I
why I
was
didn't
wondering.
know what, or also known as E major sharp ninth suspended second. That's why I didn't know the name.
It's the suspended part that gets me every time. Um, have you been Googling this for the last 59 minutes
No,
or?
I brought it up right away on my phone. There's an awesome site if you're a guitar player, which I'm sure none of you are but me. But if you're ever looking for the name of a chord or something and you just
Oh,
know the shape, it's called jguitar.com. And there's like a chord, they call it a chord namer, and it's got like a little fretboard and you can fill in where you had your fingers and it'll tell you what chord you were playing.
that's pretty cool. Do it backwards.
Yeah. It's pretty
Backwards.
neat.
That is pretty neat. All right, we're gonna start moseying out. I do want to get some Overwatch in here tonight. I played one earlier, and it was awful.
Okay.
It was awful.
You probably don't
I,
want to hear this then. I played yesterday. I met some randos in a game. One of the guys didn't have a mic, but he played Reaper. So we had a 3 stack going all day, basically. I think we went like 7 or 8-1. So I'm up to a new season high.
well, that's good. I just know afternoon Overwatch can it's just the worst.
It can brutalize you.
And you can see it right there when they pick the characters, and you know, like, oh, we lost this way. But sometimes, when we're playing together, we see the lineup and we kind of just like, well, try to have like.
Let's
But when
go
you're playing
ask
by
him.
yourself, you're just like, well, this is just a huge waste of time, isn't it? So hopefully that's not the case tonight. I need to get my groove back. Next week,
We'll
though,
get platinum tonight.
let's get some plat. Next week, I'm gonna talk Captain Marvel because I saw that shit today in
You
theaters.
did. Oh,
Did
I
see it.
want to see it.
So I'm gonna give people another week to. Apparently, everybody saw it. It was like the sixth biggest opening in the fucking world, which surprised me. So Captain Marvel next week. Ghostbusters 3 next week. Promised it this week, but MJ he's
Things
touching
happen.
those kids. He's putting little wieners in warm glasses of water like a fucking like I don't know. It's the weirdest human being that maybe ever walked this planet. Plugs. You can follow me on the gram at Dale Zawada. And check out daleswide.com. It's my website. Just let me know if it's still up and running and then get back to me. And that's my plugs.
No plugs for me this week. No dad bod shows to speak of, but we'll have
Aw.
some soon, I'm sure.
Good. Hopefully there's some Illinois shows.
Maybe. You never know.
Come to me. This was episode 62. Thanks for listening. I'm Jim Johnston.
I'm Conrad's dirty camera.